Hello guys, welcome in this video. Today we are going to see how we can install Docker inside Ubuntu operating system. For this lab, we are going to use AWS account. Inside AWS, we are going to launch one EC2 instance and we also required one SSH client. So using SSH client, we can connect to the EC2 instance that we have launched on AWS console. So let's move to the AWS console. So this is my AWS console. So I'm going to launch one EC2 instance. So I'm moving to the AWS EC2 instance console dashboard. So from here, I'm going to launch one EC2 instance. So I'm going to give one name. So I'm giving the name that is Docker. So I'm going to select one operating system that is Ubuntu. Here I'm selecting Ubuntu Server version 22.04 and here I'm going to use instance type T2 micro. I'm also going to use existing key pair and here I'm going to use default security group and these all are the default configurations. I'm just going to launch EC2 instance. It will take around few seconds to run this up and run this EC2 instance. So you can see we are having public IP address as well. Using this public IP address, we are going to connect this Docker EC2 instance. Right now it's up and running. Now I am copying this public IP address for the SSH client. For the SSH client, we are going to use MobaXterm. MobaXterm is a SSH client that is easily available on internet. You can download it from the internet. So I'm using this client. So here I have put it the remote host name. Also need to define username. And here I'm going to use one SSH key that we have selected during EC2 instance creation. Just I will click on OK. I accept this. And now you can see we have connected with AWS EC2 instance. Now inside this EC2 instance, we are going to install Docker. So we will go to the Google and write here install Docker and just you can type Ubuntu on Ubuntu like this. The very first website that you will get that would be the Docker. So here you can see the installation guideline. So we are going to install the Docker inside Ubuntu. So here is the step side. If you are already running Docker and that is having older version of Docker, so using this command, you can uninstall some conflict packages. So I am also going to execute this command. So for this, I am using the root user. So to go to the root user, I am using sudo -i command here and just I'm copying this to install all the conflict packages. Once you will fire this command, it will show right there is a no packages that is going to conflict and this command is going to if the packages are exist that is going to conflict for the Docker installation. So this command going to erase all the packages. So just at the very first step, you can fire this command, execute this command. On the second step, we are going to update the repository and going to uh, update the apt repository using these all R commands. So I'm going to file this command like this. Just I'm pasting this and enter. It will take few seconds to execute this command, this is going to update our apt repository, which will consist the uh, right repo address for the Docker installation. So it's almost done. It's done. Now we can execute this command, right, to install the latest version. So once we will install this command, sudo is not required because we are already in the root user. So this command going to install Docker client and Docker host. In the further lecture, we are also going to see what is the Docker architecture, how Docker host and client is working. Now you can see we have that command is successfully executed without error. Now one now you can type Docker version. So you will see Docker is installed and we can execute further command. We can run now Docker container inside this machine. So Docker client and Docker host are installed in this machine. Now we can execute. Now we can launch the container. We can create container. We can destroy container. We can work on the networking. We can do all the related stuff that is in the Docker. That's it for this lab. Happy learning.